How do you guys like the shirt, huh? All right. This is week number 2. Back to the flat bench press. How's it gonna go? Well, the warm-ups, I don't really think I gained much information. So basically, I won't know until I do the first set. Now, last week, what I ended up doing, last week I think I did 3 sets of 10 with 315. Could I have done more? I would say almost certainly on the first couple sets at least. I could have done 11, maybe even 12. But just trying to ease back into it again. I haven't done flat bench press in 4 months, give or take. So just trying to ease back into it and see what I can do. Ideally, I'd like to get 3 sets of 10 again. On the first set, if I can do 11, I might push for that. But then on the second and third, kind of just, make them good, but not, stop like 1 rep, maybe even 2 reps short of failure. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not every single freaking set has to be, balls to the wall all the way to failure. At least in my opinion. Again, I always say, like, kind of use the scenario that say you do 10 sets of chest. I would say at least 3 to 5 of those 10 should probably be to failure. Um, but no more than half. Again, as long as there's other 5 sets that aren't to failure, as long as you're getting close. Like, I'm not saying on the other 5 sets that aren't failure, stop 5 reps short each time. Like, no, you want to get within 1 to 2 reps still on those. So, you're still pushing it. But yeah, I mean, 315, I want to go. I'm not going to go super slow again. Um, I haven't done this in 4 months, so, you know, we'll see how it goes. But I'm not going to be doing negatives, that's for damn sure. But at a good steady pace, I would like to get 3 sets of 10 again. I think I can. Um, I will say before I do anything, I'm really starting to feel the caloric deficit. Because let me do some quick math. Today alone, um, didn't eat. I was up at 5:30 in the morning. Didn't eat breakfast till 9 a.m. And that was just a Quest protein bar, which those are only 190 calories. And then for lunch, I had 8 ounces of, yes, red meat. I know it should probably be chicken, but steak, which is roughly like 600 calories. So what is that? 800 roughly. And then I had a protein shake, low calorie, low fat, all that. I think that was 160. And then another protein. So I'm probably around 1,200 calories right now, which I am not used to. When I was bulking, I would, by the time I worked out, I was probably 2,000 plus easy. So, it's nothing drastic, but it's about, give or take, 800 calories less than what I'm used to. Um, and I'm starting to feel it. I am. Energy levels are not quite as high, but um, that's never stopped me before, and it's not going to stop me right now. So, what do you say we do this first one, huh? Okay, maybe I was going a little quicker than I thought, but I guess 1 week is all I needed to get back into this because I did 12 pretty easily. I do think about halfway through, I realized I was going a little quicker than I wanted, so I tried to slow it down a little. Not much, but a little. If I didn't do that, I think I could have done 13, maybe 14. All right, I'm gonna fight the temptation though of going any heavier, if I even do. I got to keep reminding myself I'm on a cut. So even if the weight feels, unless I'm doing like 20 reps or even 15 is probably too many with a compound lift like this. Unless I'm doing that many, I'm not gonna go up. 12 is a good number, I think, while cutting again, and only my second week back doing this. So yeah, I don't know. We'll do a couple more. I am having the urge to go heavier, but I'm gonna stay with this. Just get a bunch of good reps. How do you guys like the shirt, huh? You can see that representing the legend himself, Arnold. Not that he needs me to represent him at all, but you guys know what I'm saying. He is the one guy that initially, before anybody else, and I'm not saying anything that a lot of people haven't said, probably most people, but that he got me into bodybuilding. His old bodybuilding documentary, Pumping Iron. If you have not watched that, go give it a watch. It is worth it. It gives you those awesome old school vibes, which is what I love about it. But there's a lot of quotable stuff in there that he says. Kind of gives you a little insight to his mindset, which is pretty out there. But if you want to get to his level, you got to be out there. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I seen this shirt on Amazon. It was super cheap. I had to get it. I couldn't pass it up, and I got several others. But all right, let's see if I can use Arnold as some inspiration here for this one. All right. I think I had one more in me. It would have been a fucking grind, but yeah, just kind of saving it for one more. I know some people probably hear that and they think you're saving it. Like, isn't it supposed to be max intensity? But like, it's hard to explain. But that was max intensity. But even like each rep was full intensity. Like I was not letting off the gas. Complete contraction on my chest. Um, Now just because I stopped one rep short doesn't mean that set was any lesser than. At least in my opinion. Again, if you're doing 10 sets, I think only 3 or 5 of them need to be to failure. The rest kind of just close, but not quite there. And that was pretty close. You've seen it. But I got what I needed out of it. Like the way I look at it is if I go to failure on every set, I guess this is kind of the Mike Mincer philosophy. But like how many sets are you gonna get before you're just completely exhausted? If I went to failure on every single set here, 3 sets and a drop set, probably what I'm gonna do. Would I be able to do much more after this? Yeah, maybe a pec deck or something. But then 3 sets of that all with a failure. I mean, come on. Like legitimate failure, not making it look like you're failing when in reality maybe you have one or two left. No, I mean actual. You cannot move the fucking machine, or you cannot move the fucking bar. That kind of failure. I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. I like to get at least, unless it's arms or shoulders right now, even I'm kind of dialing the volume back on those three. But my back, chest, legs. I like to get at least 9 sets, but most of the time 12 or more, like around there. So if I went to failure on every set, I wouldn't even make it halfway, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get a healthy combination of both, basically. I gave you guys kind of the long-winded answer of just saying I'm trying to get a good mix of both. Some failure sets and then some sets of just getting more volume, but not quite hitting failure. I don't know, maybe that's wrong, but that's how I'm doing it. So you guys can disagree all you want. I don't care. All right, I'll do one more drop set and then I'll probably do some decline bench. Nothing crazy heavy on that, just some good solid work. I don't know what this is about, but I'm getting a little bit of a neck and shoulder pain. Whew. Nothing major, obviously, or else I wouldn't be able to make it through that, what I just did. That's a given, but definitely, definitely something I'm gonna have to keep my eye on. That's for sure. Let me hop over to this decline and I'll try it and kind of see if I think I can, if it's even worth doing. I don't think it's that bad. You know what I mean? I think I'll be okay, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So we'll see. Let me just try it and I'll go from there. All right, I haven't even fucking tried this like I said I was going to. But one decline is already easier than flat for 99% of people. Well, maybe not 99, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's easier for the majority. And two, even though it's easier, I'm going lighter than when I just did on flat. So there's no need really for me to even try it. My shoulder feels okay. It's gotten a little better since the last set, so We'll see how this one goes. But again, I think I'll be all right to keep going. It's only, well, it's 235. This is a 55-pound bar. I think I'm gonna do exactly what I did last week. Do like a 2-second negative, and then just do 3 sets, as many as I can get. I might not do a drop set here. I mean, it just depends how I feel, how my shoulder feels now. You know, um, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's a good way to start. Oh shit. Oh fuck! Should I do a drop set? God damn it! Yep, I'm gonna do one. All right. That actually felt really fucking good. I was a little apprehensive to even do that, but it felt good. All right, I'm gonna need several minutes to recoup after that. But then I'll be doing something else. I have no idea what, but I'll figure it out. Whew. All right, was there ever any freaking doubt that I was gonna make my way to Cable Flies? Yeah, that's straight enough. The only options were either this or Peck Deck. I mean, who am I kidding? That's all I ever fucking do. I will eventually probably, well, I don't know, fuck. I was gonna say I'll eventually, try to work dumbbell flies back in. But while I'm cutting, I don't know. I'd rather just stick with the cables and the Peck Deck stuff. So we'll scratch that. Maybe when I start bulking again in 7 to 10 weeks. That's quite a ways away, so we're not even gonna worry about that shit right now. All right, same as always, 10 to 15 here. Again, my arm's pretty straight again. I'm not gonna keep a huge bend, a slight bend in the arm, but nothing like I used to do. Shit, I think I'm a little more fatigued than I thought. That was tough. I'm actually considering going down in weight. Don't know yet. We will see. Damn. Okay, that was slightly better. And all I did was take one of these little plates off each side. I think maybe what the main problem was on the first one, I didn't have enough rest. And secondly, I was going a little too slow. I mean, yeah, I want to go slow and steady and controlled, but I think I was just going a tick past that, you know what I mean? So that was better. I think one more drop set, good. Okay, let's do one more exercise, and I think that might be it for today. All right, I just couldn't help myself again. Not only could I not stay away from the cable flies that I always fucking do, can't stay away from the pec deck either. Oh, but you know what they say: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Those two, those two, along with any kind of press really, but I'll say specifically an incline and a flat. I know I just come off doing decline for 4 months straight, but that was partially an experiment and to hit an area I kind of needed to work on. It was a necessity. But if you combine some cable flies, a pec deck with an incline press or a flat, and you got yourself a pretty good chest workout. Obviously, there's other chest dips and there's other things, but all right, 3 sets, drop set, pose, cardio, go home. Sounds good to me. All right. Ah. Oh, I'm fucking dead. This posing is gonna be pretty tough, actually. Mm. This is not good. I am starting to believe my fucking biceps tendonitis is coming back, and I've been thinking about it throughout the workout. It's kind of been distracting me, honestly, which is another thing that's not fucking good. But the last time um, it kind of flared up, of course, last time it was worse than this, but the last time I did this is whenever I'm pretty sure I was upping my back training at that time too. And I'm starting to think, no matter how much you try to emphasize your back and you try to take your biceps out of it, um, they're going to play a factor. And I think all of that extra back training I've been doing, I've only been doing 3 weeks, but I think that's what's kind of making it flare up. It's just too much overtraining on my arms. So, which sucks. I'm had to already change this new split I've been doing. And I've been floating around ideas in my head, but nothing is stuck yet. I have time to figure it out. So, and like tomorrow, I'm supposed to be back in biceps. We'll see. I'm gonna have to go home, ice the fuck out of it, take some ibuprofen, and see how I feel tomorrow. Again, it's obviously not so bad that I can't train, but it definitely does not feel good. I will say that. And I will say even that it kind of affected, I'll say, the later sets. Like when I got to the pec deck, it was really starting to be a struggle. Um, but I pushed through. If it would have gotten so bad that I felt like it wasn't even worth it, I would have stopped. But it did never reach that point. So I don't know, man. The pump might not be the best because of that. So we'll check it out and see. Come on, get in on it. All right, I don't know if the posing was just like the magic fucking touch that I needed. My shoulder feels a little better, or it's just that it's had some time to kind of flare down or calm down from the workout. That's probably more of what it is. But it's had about all I want today. It is done. And what sucks is I gotta go do cardio. Of course, I'm just gonna be sitting on a fucking bike. I mean, how hard is that? All right, I mean, I would say considering about halfway through, my shoulder started really fucking with me. It's pretty good. Good workout. Tomorrow, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a fucking toss up. Oh man, you know, unless I'm fucking just absolutely dying and it just I can't even hardly move it, I'm gonna come in here and try to do something. But the volume may have to be taken back or the weight may have to be dialed back. Just gotta wait and see. I'm gonna do my part and ice it tonight. Take some fucking pills, like I said, and hope for the best. That is all I can do. But yeah, I'm gonna go do cardio and get the fuck out of here.